Hello, people of the Roller Derby Internet. Good evening from Antwerp. Oh gosh, we're on screen. What a treat for us all. We are about to bring you the last game of the first day of Holy Duck 2.0.
Oh yeah, so it's going to be London
yes.
versus Helsinki. Both of these teams has played one game today.
Right, which should be enough, but they want more Roller Derby.
We all do.
Exhausting.
Always.
I mean, you've already played today.
Yes,
But
I have.
But only one for you.
Only one for me, and then I do two tomorrow.
Sucks to be you.
Should we maybe introduce ourselves?
Yeah. I'm Loud and Queer.
I am Sheila Combs.
And we're very excited to bring you London Roller Derby, London Brawling versus Helsinki Roller Derby All-Stars. We will take you through the rosters now so that we don't do the usual thing where we run out of time.
That is a good call. We're going to start with London Brawling.
Yep, so we have the whole roster up today, but very helpfully you can see who aren't playing. So I'm just going to take you through the ones who are playing. So we have 08 Party Pants, 12 Bothwell, 1236 Madge, 1393 Texas Heat, 18 Ellis, 2 Cat Piss Never Clean, 237 Camera Rat Attack, 31 Valks, 316 Thrill House, 474 Wolf Awoo, 56 Dixie, 6 Ramit, and 999 Oblivion Newton John, and they are playing in black this afternoon.
And for Helsinki Roller Derby All-Stars, they will be playing in green. And your skaters are 080 Quirica, 13 Jamina Lugora, 156 MIA, 20 Predator, 22 Malu, 242 Komia, 286 Ninja, 312 Speedy, 4 Pale, 441 Shard, 5-1, Margot van der Ginst. Oh, that was a very Dutch pronunciation.
I was going to say,
Ginst.
you've lived in the Netherlands long enough now that you're going Dutch.
100%. Sorry, let's continue. 604, Sara Ekholm. 777, Gilbert. And 80, me.
So, okay, now I'm questioning my entire existence because I've always pronounced 156 as Mia. Is it MIA?
I checked the pronunciation guide and it says MIA.
Oh my gosh, you've done my job for me. I appreciate you so hard. So,
I also looked up MIA specifically because I was like, I have been wondering how
all right,
to do
Sheila,
it.
we get it. You've done your homework, and I should have done my homework, and I haven't. So,
I'm sorry, we're all nerds here.
just to give you a bit of a background of these two teams, the last time they met each other was June 2023. They had met each other briefly before, well, soon before that, in April 2023, in an absolute nail-biter of a last game at Anarchy, where Helsinki won 155 to 147 in the last jam. London got real revenge a couple of months later, beating Helsinki 190 to 53 at West Track Story. And looking to repeat that victory is Ellis, who has the first lead status for London Brawling, is completing the initial pass as we speak. First blood drawn by Brawling.
In the meantime, MIA has taken the star off and stashed it.
And a lovely stable wall at the front there, but a super slick car pass. Car pass?
That was an extremely
what?
smooth star pass.
In 8 years of Roller Derby, I've never messed up star pass, so there's a first time for everything. I've messed up loads of other stuff on the mic, but car pass apparently is the new vibe. Anyway, 8 points for Brawling in jam number 1. No time for Helsinki to capitalise on that star pass.
And now on the line we have 777 Gilbert.
Sarah Gilbert's back, everybody.
So exciting.
According to Malu, she joined Helsinki 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, it was 3 to 4 weeks she's been training with
Not
them.
5 seconds?
Well, I checked with the coaches. They said 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
But some of you may know her as a skater for Kallio previously and also
Team Finland.
Team Finland, exactly.
Her shoulders were the MVP of the World Cup in 2018.
I was just going to say we're all happy that these shoulders are back.
Well, probably not the London Blockers. And in the meantime, Dixie, after a little bit of trouble against a very tough Helsinki wall, does complete the initial for London, takes lead. Gilbert, quarter of a track behind. Dixie snarled up in the pack at turn 1.
This is interesting. They had Dixie calling it off, whereas in the previous game today, whenever Dixie was on and had lead, they ran longer jams.
I think because it's been over a year since London have played Helsinki, and London are coming off a loss earlier. They lost to Paris. They're really, really keen, obviously, to put a win out today. But they do know Helsinki well, but Sarah Gilbert, they haven't played against before, to the best of my knowledge, because she wasn't on the Helsinki roster.
That's true.
So they're probably not going to chance it. In the meantime, we have Wolf wearing the star for London and 286, that's Ninja.
And
I have a great Ninja-related joke, incidentally, which I will tell you about when we get a break, not during the roller derby, because Wolf has a third consecutive lead for London Brawling. Helsinki losing a blocker, that's Predator, to the box. So Helsinki not managing to get their jammer out this time round. A great hold there from Jemima Lugora and Komiya. And Brawling call the jam with 3 on the pass. So I think London looking to control where they can.
that seems fair. And like you said, because of that loss earlier today, which I don't think they were expecting.
I think they were expecting it. Having talked to a couple of them previously, they've not got some of their usual roster here, which is not to dismiss the people who are here because they're fantastic. But Paris are super tough, and also Paris normally play on a floor that is more akin to this.
So that is fair. I don't know if any of the other announcers have mentioned it, but this
like treacle. It is like treacle.
That lovely kind that you sort of sink into.
MIA is on a scoring pass, but is not Leeds. So we have Kappas Never Clean, still eligible for Leeds status, now picks it up. But MIA in scoring position and will put up the full 4, completing that first scoring pass. First points now for Helsinki.
And Kappas Never Clean picked up lead and looks to be scoring some points before calling it off, before MIA gets any further points.
And this has been characteristic of a lot of the play today that I've seen. It's been mostly these shorter jams, except in power jam situations. I remember Helsinki came out earlier in jam 2, scored 20 points courtesy of Malou, and I was like, oh, here's Helsinki, this is how they quite often run it, these big long jams. And then for most of the rest of the game, it was 4 points, 3 points, and an absolute nail biter with your team, wasn't it? So
indeed.
So they will be hoping to get a win after a 2-point loss to Antwerp on the roller derby. But Ellis, not having any of that, picks up a second consecutive lead for London Brawling. Gilbert still in the pack, comes up against Ramit, spins out of it beautifully to complete the initial. Now you can see on your screen that Ellis is having a little bit of trouble against this very tough Helsinki wall, but leaps over Speedy. Calls the jam. Did she do so before Gilbert put up points? She did indeed. And I think London will be coming out more confident in this second game because I think they are more familiar with Helsinki's style of gameplay, but also they've adjusted to this floor.
That is true.
Which has sucked. It sucks the gravity out of your skates, this floor. That's the only. And when you've got a jammer like Dixie who's on the line now, like Dixie relies on not being tethered by such a paltry human force as gravity. So it's really very rude that this hall has turned that force up a notch.
So Dixie's going up against Ninja, and I would like to point out that we have yet to see Malou jam for Helsinki in this game.
And Malou promised me earlier that they would do some very fun call-offs. So I'm waiting.
But I mean, it's looking good because Ninja just picked up lead and Dixie has taken the star off.
Oh, but Dixie with an absolute burst of speed.
I was surprised we didn't hear a sonic boom there with that pickup of speed.
Helsinki's starting to find their feet in the pack a little bit. You've got an absolute veteran core of skaters in green today. I feel like every time I've watched Helsinki over the last 5 or 6 years, excluding the pandemic times, obviously, I feel like it's the same roster, like the same names. So there's a real hive mind amongst this team. Oh,
and now that I said it,
Malou.
I have conjured Malou onto the track. She will be going up against Wolf. Also, London have only played 1 sanctioned game since regionals, correct?
I believe so, yes.
And Helsinki had a home tournament called the Hard Block Life, where they played Dublin and Dock City. So they might be more attuned to the tournament mood, shall we say.
Yeah, London have played Tiger Bay recently. They're going up to Rainy City next weekend. Oh, Malou and Wolf having a little bit of a friendly go around. They are old foes / friends on the track. Wolf calls the jam. No points for either team here. But 18-7 seems like a pretty big differential compared to some of the scorelines we've seen today.
That is true.
Like that Antwerp Helsinki game was just neck and neck throughout, wasn't it?
It was uncomfortably tight, I would say. But I was out there, so.
You were, and you did very well. Oblivion Newton-John up for the first time this game.
Going
a big
up
shout out.
MIA.
And a big shout out to Liv because this is her first. So the whole tournament, let's count this as one play round. This is Liv's 4th time back in contact skating since she broke her arm in July. So major props to her for coming out and skating against these really, really tough teams. She's got a wicked scar to show for it as well. It's really cool.
So if it looks like she's wearing long sleeves, it's extra protection for that no longer broken arm. We have Gilbert going up against Ellis on the jammer line.
And these are two such highly skilled and really powerful jammers. Gilbert just
pushed through. That was amazing.
Yeah, just found a hole and birthed herself from the pack there.
Didn't find a hole, made a hole. There shouldn't be people here. You need to not be here, and then went through that.
Some great zonal blocking from London in that, just holding Gilbert to 1 point,
which is very impressive.
What I really love to see that's characteristic of Helsinki, and I think they're starting to do it a bit more, are these kind of lateral slices. They're so good at containing and controlling a jammer when they get them on the back of one of them, and they can block so effectively in a 2-wall. When you've got jammers that are as fast as Dixie and Ellis, that does become more challenging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dixie's movement across the track.
Yeah. Again, like I said earlier, not bound by the rules of gravity or human forces generally. Oh, an apex spin, the audacity of it.
They did that to prove your point.
Well, Malou said to me earlier, nobody does apex jumps on this floor because when you land, you get stuck. And I just went, Dixie will.
Yeah, we had one as well. Dixie will do too.
Oh, but Dixie will pick up a track cut. So we've got our first 2-minute jam, and Dixie snuggling up to their friends, Party Pants and Texas Heat, in the penalty box.
And Ninja is on a scoring pass and will go up against a single wall of Madge.
Listen, Madge is a wall unto herself.
It's difficult to be a wall when there's no pack, though.
Well, she slowed her down very briefly.
Yes, she did. I
tried.
cannot deny that.
And Helsinki with this really interesting shaped walls. I really like when teams play around with not this classic tripod, but almost this deconstructed tripod. Like a Meccano wall, if anyone understands what I mean by that.
I will nod and wave. We just found out that out of the 10 jams we've had this far, London has been lead 8 times.
Very good statistics there from our producer. We thank you. And we are getting achingly close to a lead change in this jam. And there it is, 16 points on the jam for Ninja.
I spoke briefly with Van der Ginst, so that's Helsinki's 251, currently heading to the box. No, sorry, 5-1, heading to the box. And she had some thoughts on the floor, shall we say.
Oh, I thought he meant like as in she'd been on the floor having some thoughts, and I was like, that's my default mode. I'm constantly on the floor having thoughts. You mean she's got thoughts about the floor?
She has definitely got thoughts about the floor, but the best part is, I believe, Party Pants from London also complained about it on Instagram.
I mean, if there's one thing we love to do as roller derby players, it's complain about a floor.
Yes, but I think a lot of these players, the next time they go to any other venue, they will go, but it's not that floor.
Well, do you know what? If people want to complain about a floor, then what they need is more wheels. And do you know where they can get wheels? Sucker Punch Skate Shop.
Sucker Punch Skate
See
Shop.
how I segued flawlessly and smoothly into that sponsor read with absolutely no awkwardness at all?
That was super smooth. I'm
Done that
very
before.
impressed.
But yeah, we really thank Sucker Punch Skate Shop, who is one of our sponsors this weekend. Sucker Punch Skate Shop puts the wheels in motion. And another amazing small business we have is Knick Mops, who was announcing 2 games ago, who is also one of our sponsors. And
she is not herself the sponsor, but the company that her family runs.
Yeah,
the sponsor.
And the company her family runs, rather aptly, as she's such a good blocker, builds small bulldozers engineered to perform.
That is an excellent description.
I'm really
of
sad
Knick
that her derby name isn't Bulldozer.
Well, it is Knick Mops, so it is a bulldozer.
Oh,
Technically.
is that Dutch for bulldozer?
No,
Oh.
it's their specific brand.
That makes more sense. We've got a 2-point game. This is very tense. I feel very relaxed.
Are you sure?
No, my neck muscles are popping out. It's quite unpleasant. So we have Malou up against Ellis. And a micro pack on Chak. Oh, so close there. Speedy doing a great job just by himself on trap. Ellis is lead.
That is actually Komia.
Oh, sorry, it is Komia. Sorry, Speedy and Komia are so similar in builds
that is accurate.
that I sometimes forget that Speedy is, of course, a jammer and Komia is an excellent pivot.
Sara Ekholm came in and did some beautiful offense to get Malou out. And I think you can probably hear it on the stream that the London bench is shouting for Ellis to call it, but Ellis decided not to.
I mean, Ellis is normally very good at listening to instructions, so something must have changed. I'm being shown pictures of bulldozers, but I'm also trying to watch Malou jam. Some shielding coming in there from Margot van der Ginst. But a really scrummy pack, and everyone being broken up into one-on-one.
Both of these jammers do work well in a scrummy pack, though.
I mean, Ellis works well with anything if you give her 8 wheels, to be perfectly honest. Like, she could run up a mountain with them, probably. I don't recommend it.
I would
Probably her cardio.
I would actually say the same about Malou, who has been skating since she was a child. So they have always done things on 8 wheels.
And we see Madge, the captain for London Brawling, signalling an official review and calling Ferris in. I'm sure we're all as confused as everyone else. And we can see some of our wonderful skating officials out there, and indeed our Holy Duck volunteers in the very fetching yellow shirts. We thank them hugely for all their work they've done putting on this tournament in the middle of nowhere, it must be said.
I also sent out our producer Half Evil to check what the official review was concerning, but it was actually not an official review, it was an official timeout.
Yes,
the officials needed to discuss something else that was happening. So once the bench found out what that was about, they decided, okay, then we don't need the official review.
So in this official timeout, we can tell you about some more of our wonderful sponsors. We have lots this weekend. It's kind of like lots of micro donations rather than, big, massive.
We have so many lovely small companies supporting Antwerp Roller Derby. We, for example, have Klo, which is a cafe in Antwerp where we actually had our watch party for champs last week.
Cute.
So they do heartwarming and cozy vegan breakfast and lunch.
And if we hadn't had to be here at 8 a.m. this morning, then we probably would have gone there for brunch, right?
Oh, for sure. So good.
We also have Lila Biz, who does print work in Belgium.
And we have Artem, your projects, our expertise. And they are the ones who made the medals and the trophy for this weekend.
Is the trophy a duck? Please tell me it's a duck.
The trophy is in a window over there. It is the
It's not a duck.
Quacken logo that we have
But what you're saying to me is that it's not a duck.
No, but
Okay.
in the tombola, if you happen to be here tomorrow, you can still win disco ducks. They're like disco balls, but duck-shaped.
I have been trying. Anyway, back to the action. We have Kapis, never clean, but in the meantime, it is Gilbert who picks up a lead for Helsinki. Some lovely spatial awareness here from Helsinki. And we have... who is that at the front? I want to get
1-2 Buffalo.
Oh no, I meant in Helsinki. They were doing some great shielding offense there for Gilbert.
That was 4-4-1 Shard, the captain.
And is there a 0-0 on the Helsinki's roster?
There's an 8-0 and a 0-8-0.
Yeah, dude, there's a blocker out there who looks like it's 0-0, but maybe I just can't read. Entirely possible. So both jammers now in scoring position. Only 2 points. And, oh, sorry, I lied. Madge has taken the world's slickest star pass. And
already scored points.
Yeah, so must have received that kind of mid-pack, I think. I think Ellis had, oh no, so not Ellis, Kapis had some points and then passed the star, which of course carries the points off to Madge.
The magic is in the star.
Did you just say the magic?
Hey.
This is why I chose you to announce this game with me, because I know that nobody else will appreciate my love for abysmal puns quite like you, my friend.
Coming up next, we will have 156 MIA against 999 Oblivion Mutant John. I enjoy saying both of those names very much.
It's one of those things as well where I just call her Liv. That's not her real human name at all, but it just makes sense. And Liv puts on a real turn of speed, flies into her teammate Ramit, who gets out of the way sharpish, and she is lead for London, but MIA storming on behind.
I would say that Liv rammed into Ramit.
Oh, some real spicy contact in the pack there.
It does benefit London, though. They pick up 4 points to Helsinki's 1.
Yeah, this is a really lovely tight game. I don't actually have the rankings in front of me, but in top tier European roller derby, which of course this tournament is, like the rankings all are pretty close. I believe Paris has actually gone up 3 ranking points earlier as a result of their fairly substantial win over London.
In the live rankings, they will have gone up, but we don't know how the actual final month rankings will end up being.
Dixie is lead for London Brawling. Ninja is in the front of the pack behind Texas Heat, has stashed the start, now comes up against Bothwell and Naylor. Dixie finds the inside line, puts up 4 points.
So probably partially due with thanks to their home tournament, Hard Block Life, Helsinki went up in the November rankings, so they are ranked 6th, and London are ranked 3rd. And as I say that, Dixie takes a cut track penalty and goes to the box.
So this leaves Ninja on a power jam for Helsinki. Finds the inside line really nicely there. And help coming in from the Helsinki pivot. That's Pale. Is it? Wait, how do you say their name again?
Pale,
yeah. I wanted to make sure I got that right.
I think the Swede trying to pronounce Finnish is not always correct.
I mean, it's probably better than my pronunciation. Bothwell and Texas Heat trying to shave some seconds off Ninja at the front of the pack.
Quite successfully, I dare say.
And
as Dixie is back on track. That was just one scoring pass.
Oh no, that was just the initial.
Yeah, you're right. That was just the initial.
Yeah, so this is a 2-minute jam as Dixie had been the lead. I think this is our first 2-minute jam, actually.
I believe you were correct. Second 2-minute jam we get from production.
And that's why we have a producer, because I can't do numbers. And Ninja definitely being a little, now dropping to some defense in the pack here. Great eyes there from Pale. But actually is going to the penalty box for a direction penalty for their trouble, which leaves 4-3 in the pack as we head into what is somehow already Jam 15, and I swear we've only been sat down for 5 minutes.
That's because you're chatting with me and it's so cozy. You just forget time.
Yeah. And that, I believe, is the biggest jam of the game so far. 16 points up for Brawling. Really impressive with a 30-second sit down there for our starry friend. And now we're seeing this matchup, which is rapidly becoming familiar. Malou and Ellis. Both jammers with such amazing lateral ability and a real turn of speed. Great catch there from Khmer, Valks and Thrillhouse. Ellis picks up the lead again. She's having a great game for Brawling this afternoon.
As always, beautiful offense, shielding offense in this case from Jamina Lagora.
Oh, Jamina Lagora is
offense goals.
A powerhouse on track. Just such great awareness and hustle. You can see her there drawing Ellis back.
And Malou accidentally took out one of her own blockers in
sacrificial blocking.
In trying to get through.
And now some really nice work here from Predator, slowing Ellis's roll, which is a really hard thing to do, let me tell you that.
And we have had a star pass to Pale.
Yeah, but Ellis will not have any of that. London have got the lead and they are keen to keep it. So as we line up for Jam 16, score stands 70 to London Brawling, 47 to Helsinki All-Stars. But London will not be complacent. They've played Helsinki, like I say, you know, the last time they played Helsinki, they definitely came off higher, but it was a much bigger differential than we're currently seeing. So all to play for, very much.
And having played Helsinki earlier, I can say that these starts that they are picking up now, they're doing the moving right before the whistle, so you get very confused. It is not something I appreciate when I'm on the track, but it's a beautiful thing to watch. We have seen Oblivion Newton-John picking up lead for London.
Some lovely two-wall work at the front of the pack from Bothwell and Party Pants. Gilbert does bridge the pack out. When I say bridge the pack out, you know what I mean.
They're pushing through the pack and making the pack bridge out.
Using pushing as a verb. How novel. Yeah, London running these jams slightly shorter when they can. So 2 points picked up there by Helsinki, 4 to Brawling. But Brawling will start with 2 in the box to Helsinki's 1, which means more space for the blockers on track.
We have Bothwell and Texas Heat in the box. And I'm going to, in this official timeout, have a quick look at the penalties. So this is Texas Heat's 4th penalty.
No, Texas, no.
Helsinki
bringing too much heat. Let's bring the Nando's level down a little bit, Tex, shall we? To lemon and herb rather than the real spicy one.
And that was a really quick official timeout. We're already back with Cat Piss Never Clean going up against MIA.
And MIA really strong there against Ramit and Khmer. Khmer Rat Attack doing a great job at the front, but MIA super tenacious and picks up a much needed lead for Helsinki.
And now there is one London blocker, and that is Cat Piss Never Clean after a star pass to Khmer Rat Attack.
And you know what? KP is a cracking blocker, so this is something I will say about the London Jabbers, particularly KP and Ellis. If they pass the star, they're going to fit in really nicely in the pack. Khmer now in scoring position for London Brawling.
This is exciting.
Oh, no, I jinxed it.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, Khmer.
And I was just going to say this is exciting because I've seen them take star passes, but I've never seen her jam.
She's a great jammer.
Well, yeah.
Super strong, but unfortunately can't be...
Slightly too tall.
Can't be of use in the box. And MIA taken to the infield by Capis. Komia, Quirica, coming back for offense, but MIA decides quite sensibly, cold as ice, right, to freeze Khmer Rat Attack in the penalty box.
That was a 15-point jam for Helsinki All-Stars. So
feel like it. MIA moves so fast.
That was the laps.
I miscounted her laps.
And London Brawling Khmer actually did pick up 2 points and is now frozen in the box as a jammer. So she will start the next jam as a jammer. But the score is suddenly only 11 points different.
Yeah,
I thought you said London weren't going to get complacent.
Hey now.
This is what dreams are made of?
You leave my league alone. No, they won't, but they will be the first to say that they're a second half team. So We can see the penalty count there on the board. Clean game, clean sheet so far from actually all the jammers except Dixie, who just has defied gravity a little bit too hard, picking up a couple of cut tracks. Couple of blockers in trouble. Bit cleaner on the Helsinki side. Pale on 3 penalties. Just looking to see if there have been any jammer penalties there. No jammer penalties for Helsinki, and maybe that's why this differential is starting to close down a wee bit.
I am also seeing a lot of P penalties in the Helsinki side, which is related to pack or positioning on the track, whereas on the London side, it's a bit more spread out. There are a couple of forearms, a couple of directions.
We're a team of great variety, is what you're saying. We're like a quality street collection.
Yeah, sure.
Listen, you can tell I'm speaking to a ref here who's just like, all penalties are equally sinful.
Correct.
I
would never take any penalty ever.
Listen, as somebody who has never committed a penalty in their life, I wouldn't know.
How many games had you pulled out of?
Hush. Remember who your head announcer is this weekend.
You had a very valid point that we should mention a sponsor.
Well, let's talk about Martin's Beer, a hops lover since 1909. Over 100 years, Belgium has savoured Martins with relish, the most noble of pale ales. Its remarkable colour, its subtle bitterness, and its perfect balance ensure this Belgian beer with English roots truly remains an outstanding beer.
They have also very kindly donated to our tombola, so you can actually win beer, which is the strangest and most amazing thing to my Scandinavian mind, because that would not be legal.
In the meantime, Ninja is lead and in scoring position for Helsinki. Khmer is out of the box and behind a really brutal Helsinki tripod. Ninja is falling over Texas Heats, who will not take that personally because she's a delight. Khmer now taken back by Speedy. And I'm going to pronounce their name incorrectly, but I don't want to. 4-4-1 on Helsinki.
That would be Shard, I think.
Yeah. Now, Madge, I thought, had received the star.
But I believe it was an illegal star pass.
So Khmer is in the box, but I don't see the star in her hand.
She is positioned as a jammer, so it's possible that there was an illegal star pass. So, yeah, because Madge is now handing it back to her at the penalty box.
Now, do you know what? This is why I love London Brawling, because they're now doing what I was about to suggest they should do. It is like they've read my little mind. Ellis is heading to the track with the pivot cover. And Ellis is, I would say, pretty much just as good a blocker as she is a jammer. So that's a really smart move there by the Brawling bench to try to get that star off from Khmer as soon as possible. Oh no, I'm lying. Johnny B. Rude.
Johnny C. Bravo.
Sorry. I forget names sometimes, darling. I'm sorry.
Especially, it's just because he's one of those annoying people who has one name as a ref and one name as a skater.
Yeah, that annoying person that you live with. Yeah.
And it's definitely not something I do on my own either.
So now Ellis goes, all right then, I'll be jammer, shall I? Khmer is back on track as a pivot. Ellis looks super happy to have the star on her head rather than the stripe. And once again, she's up against Malou. We are 5 for 5 on the track. Oh, beautiful lateral hip flip there by Malou.
No. But Malou picks up a forearm in that.
Oh, and that lead was rescinded. So now Ellis is lead for London. I was going to say it's unusual for Ellis to be out there without lead status. Give the woman a pointy finger. Oh no!
But now there's another forearm.
That's to Ellis. So you get a penalty. I get a penalty. Everybody gets a penalty.
We will have another 2-minute jam.
Which, more track time. Good vibes. No?
I'm not sure if the blockers consider it good vibes, but
Ooh. Malou falling almost into the wall there. Some lovely offense coming in from
Komia.
She's just such a powerhouse. Khmer, Ratatak, last line of defense at the front of the pack, now joined by Ramit.
But they end up out of play and have to let Malou go, who has now finished their initial.
Ellis now working her way past Komia and Jemima Lugora, but having a little bit of trouble because their kind of zonal blocking is really working well against Ellis. Like they're kind of stacking themselves in different regions of the track, which enables this maximum coverage.
And then Malou does that thing where they pull their leg out of the way when you try to hit them.
And this is
you
now,
hit air and you feel ridiculous.
I was going to say it was a tied game, but actually those points have gone up for London.
But it is getting to be a overly exciting game again.
Look at this really snarled pack. A great defensive scrum in the far straightaway. What's that going to do to the score? 2 additional points going up for London.
And
3 for
Helsinki.
Oh boy, howdy. We've got a 3-point game in this finely lit sports hall in the middle of Belgium.
We're actually very, very far north in Belgium.
In this finely lit sports hall in the very, very far north of Belgium. Doesn't have quite the same ring, though, Sheila.
I could almost throw a rock and it would land in the Netherlands.
Listen, well, yes, we did drive here from the Netherlands this morning, so that does make sense. We have Dixie and Gilbert. Gilbert is lead for Helsinki.
Party Pants tried to get in front of Gilbert, but Gilbert just sort of went.
Gilbert
again,
is a hard person to get in front of.
She again just went, no, you're not going to be there. And then Party Pants wasn't, and that is not something you can do to Party Pants normally. Gilbert has special powers.
Magic. Oh, 1 point there, hard fought by Helsinki, adds to their total 82, plays 80. Woo! I feel very relaxed. It's absolutely fine.
One of our delightful sponsors of officials food this weekend is Hapjes & Company. Undoubtedly the most original snack caterer in Flanders.
I've got to say the food this weekend has been great. Oblivion Newton-John with this burst of speed flies to the outside line but is met by Komia.
Ran into the arms of Komia. It was impressive. And in the meantime, MIA picks up lead.
Yeah, but Liv only a quarter of a track behind, and Liv's got real speed in those wheels when she gets going. So chasing down MIA, slices past Helsinki's blockers. MIA forced to reset in turn 2, courtesy of Thrill House. Valks and Kama Ratatak calls the jam.
So we have 3 points for Helsinki and 4 for London.
Oh my god, this is getting very silly. And we've got an official review called. Nice little shot there of our audience, who are looking more I'm sure they're more excited than they look. You know, when you see shots of roller derby audiences, there's precisely 2 feelings. It's either nothing is happening, or this is the most exciting thing that our body has ever been through.
This is also the last game of the day, so a lot of these people have been here since, when did the first game start? At 10?
I don't know, but we've been here since 8 a.m. and we are fine.
We are full of energy.
Well,
most energetic.
Fine is possibly a misused word.
Ooh, on the screen right now, you can see not only our beautiful officials, but you can also see the QR code to Antwerp Roller Derby's PayPal, because this stream is high quality.
It is,
and
the setup
free.
is sick.
So,
Guys.
we would really appreciate if you would maybe contribute a bit to us and the stream team.
We have so many cameras in this room. By so many, I mean 4. I believe 4. But there are 5 our tech team are going, we've got 5 actually, and they've been doing a really amazing job setting this high quality stream up. Please, 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 please give Antwerp some money. We love being able to put on roller derby at an affordable price for everybody and allowing you to contribute what you can. But things do be costing coin, people of the internet. And I know some of London are listening because you're messaging on the group chat. So chuck us a £5 if you would be ever so kind. Thank you. Remember, we are ferrying some merch back for you, London, so the least you can do is support the stream. What's occurring with the official review?
So the green team, that would be Helsinki, are requesting a forearm on the London jammer. They unfortunately did not win that official review, so they will lose it. But I mean, you can't bring it to the second half, so there are only 2 minutes to go.
Use it or lose it.
I'm going to do a quick name drop of another sponsor, which is Ariane Pry, freelance translation. In Derby, we know her as Dark Pistol, but she will provide you with the best translation, interpreting, and linguistic services. Clear communication can save your jam just as much as your teamwork.
If by clear communication you mean me going ah at various points, then yeah, it works.
See, that's where you need Pistol. Pistol will help you to make your ah into a sign language appropriate.
Oh.
Yes, she does interpreting as well as translating. I believe she translates either from French to English or the other way around, so she would maybe make your into a
I don't know, my team have learned to translate it. Cap is never clean with the star slash. Oh, and that's going to be, yeah, Sarah Gilbert knows immediately. That is a back block going to the box for the Helsinki jammer. That
she
means
had lead, meaning this will be a full 2-minute jam, and we will run the period clock down, I believe. Oh, no, there's 1 second different.
So Kapis now has the star back on her shiny gold helmet head. Brawling only have... Oh, no.
But she picks up a forearm penalty.
Yeah, look, I'm saying sentences. I'm then being interrupted by penalties. It's hard to do my job, y'all. So we're still in a 2-minute jam, but we've had a little old switcheroo. I don't think Gilbert had sat that full 30 seconds, so Kapis will be released a little bit sooner.
Believe she had just been asked to stand, meaning she had done about 20. Yeah, because now Kapis is standing in the box, meaning she has another 10 seconds. But Sarah Gilbert makes it through for 4 more points.
And that is a lead change for Helsinki, 87 to 86. Sarah Gilbert, beautiful lateral footwork, takes her past Bothwell on the outside line. Hard to do.
Kapis never clean back on the track, but I believe they would still be on initial.
Look at this kind of wall work from Helsinki. It's really differently structured. We're seeing less, like I said earlier, of these kind of really traditional tripods. We've got some chest blocking funneling into the walls.
I was going to say, it's like a collapsed tripod almost.
Well, that was stressful.
And there is a timeout for green, meaning there will be one more jam because there was 1 second on the period clock.
I'm interested. I think Helsinki are probably doing that to try to extend the lead that they just took. So mentally they can go into the second half with a little bit more breathing room.
But also they just took that lead. That was a lead change.
Yeah, I did point it out, but it's extended. It was a 1 point. It was a 1 point lead, and now it's a 5 point lead. Whoosh.
In the last 6 jams, Helsinki has gotten lead 5 times. They have figured something about London out, and they are going to run with it for this last jam of the period.
I feel like it's not... I mean, it might be that they figured that they've had a revelation about London, but also London have been quite penalty heavy these last few jams. We've had at least 1, if not 2 blockers sitting pretty in that penalty box. And
there are 2 sitting pretty there right now. We have, I believe that would be Party Pants and Shard in the penalty box. 1 per team.
I feel like Helsinki have taken advantage of those deficits really well in the last few jams, and they've run the jams a bit longer as well. Not those kind of characteristically short, sharp jams that were very much present in the first quarter. And we've got that old matchup again, Malou and Ellis. I wonder if these matchups will change in the second period. Great hold there by Jemima Lugora and Komia against Ellis. But Kamer, Ramit and Vaux doing an equally great job against Malou. And Ellis is lead for Brawling.
I was just going to say that Quirka did a really beautiful block there, but apparently there was a forearm penalty involved in it. So
listen,
she's going to sit down in the box.
Things of beauty are sometimes difficult to be legally executed, and that's all I'll say about that. We have a 4-3 in the pack, now 3-3 in the pack as we lose Ramit to the box for London. Ellis on a second scoring pass has got... Will she have that lead back?
It is a 3-point game.
I think, is that how an owl would laugh, what I just did? Because it feels like something different than I've ever done before.
That was definitely some owl excitement for sure.
Yeah.
And we will go into the halftime with London Brawling on 94 points and Helsinki All-Stars on 91.
We do encourage you, of course, to join in the chat on Twitch in the nicest possible way. We're not looking at it because we're too busy looking at the roller derby, but interact with each other. Feel sociable on the internet. And do go refresh your beverages. Say hello to your friends and family who you've presumably not seen all day because you've been glued to this stream. We will see you back here in about 12 minutes' time, where we will bring you some stats and stories from the first half.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back, people of the Roller Derby Internet. We hope you had a very enjoyable 12 and a half minutes doing whatever it is you do in the, I was about to say in the interval, and I was like, wait a second, this isn't theatre. Well, perhaps it is.
I was accused of calling tryouts auditions earlier.
You did,
so
well, when you say accused, I mean you pointed out in the car.
and then I very, very nicely pointed out the fact that I am not a native speaker, even though I might sometimes sound like one.
Okay, we get it. You speak 3 languages fluently. Jeez, don't go on about it.
And I'm working on my 4th.
Anyway, speaking of people who are really good at doing stuff, look at these jammers scoring these points. So we can see that we've had some pretty big jams out there, which is not hugely characteristic of the game so far today. London have had 2 consecutive 12-point jams and a 16-point jam, and it looks like both of those actually had their lead lost as well, so that makes it even more impressive. Helsinki had a massive 20-point jam, and has had a 15-point jam and an 11. So it does explain why the score is so gosh darn close. It is 94 to London Brawling, 91 to Helsinki. And just before we embark on part 2, the second half, why am I speaking like... Look, I know I'm an English teacher, but apparently I'm just speaking in literary terms. We were just looking at the chat over half-time. Thank you to the people who did appreciate my reference to a Meccano wall. For those of you who didn't, like, Meccano is like this kind of... Just Google it, okay? Just Google Meccano, and then you'll understand. It's the kind of contractibility and the expansion and the different staggering and joining and structure of the Helsinki wall is very akin to Meccano. London still favouring this more kind of traditional bricks in a wall style, but doing some fantastic zonal defense in that first half. It is all to play for as we head into Jam 1. We have MIA up against Ellis, a new-ish matchup, if not brand new.
And MIA is beautifully attacking that wall, moving their feet extremely much. We also got some stats from the first half where Helsinki picked up lead 8 times total and London picked up lead 15 times.
Yeah, and it's just the difference in those bigger jams for Helsinki, enabling them to keep the score so close. Both jammers completing the initial there, but only points going up for Helsinki, so that's going to be yet another lead change, and I'm gritting my teeth because of the tension.
It is literally a 1-point game, so we have London Brawling on 94 and Helsinki All-Stars on 95. And the score overlay is not visible, so I don't know why, but we have the scoreboard here, so we can tell you. We will keep you updated. Yeah,
stream team, if we could look into that score overlay, that would be super appreciated. And as we speak, it appears like a gift.
We conjured it again.
In the meantime, Dixie picks up a lightning fast lead for London Brawling. Sarah Gilbert, quarter of a track behind. Dixie now in scoring position.
Currently being held back by Helsinki captain Hard, not Shard. Yes. I apologize for my mistake. I asked in halftime.
We are also losing number 5-1, Margot van der Gins, to the penalty box, and they look quite disgruntled as they head there. But Sarah Gilbert puts up 4 points. It's now another lead change. I can't go with this.
And I understand why Margot van der Gins is a bit disgruntled, because that's their 4th penalty.
So a 1-point game for you here in the north of Belgium, not in the middle, as I was geographically corrected in my first half, which is completely legitimate. No disrespect to the people of Belgium.
We're actually really close to the Antwerp harbour, where important people for the Antwerp team work, such as Hipshot and Majin Boo.
So we now have Kappas Neverclean and Speedy. Is this Speedy's first time jamming this game?
I believe so. They were pivoting in the first half.
Yeah, I think this is what I've always admired about Helsinki, is that they've got really versatile players. So I can't remember the name of the person mirror benching for Helsinki today. You can probably see them. You'll be able to see them on your screen at some point, but they are a really good pivot and jammer. Ninja is a really good pivot as well when she wants to be, if I remember correctly. But in the meantime, We do have a lead for Kapis Never Clean after 35 seconds. And no purchase made for Speedy so far. KP getting 4 points really quickly.
And Helsinki finishing a star pass from Speedy to Komia.
Yeah, both really agile, fast players there. And KP not gonna run that risk. Pause the jam. And this second half is all about whichever team is in front just holding its nerve.
Helsinki is sniffing the century, whereas London...
Sniffing the century is such an evocative phrase, because I can just imagine them almost standing over some kind of tureen, inhaling the soup of success.
I think the soup of success is what we all want in life. And we have Ninja and Oblivion Newton-John going for the soup of lead.
I'm not going to speculate loads about this, but we've not seen Wolf out for a while, so I hope she's okay, because she had a few really successful jams in the first half. And Liv was meant to be more of a relief jammer this weekend, having come back from injury quite recently, but doing a storming job, completes the initial, puts the star back on. Ninja goes, no thank you, I will have my points and give none away. So it's now back to a 5-point game.
3 points for Helsinki, none for London Brawling. It took a star stash, but Oblivion Newton-John made it out quickly.
Who wants to...
Them skating skills, that speed skating.
Dem speeds. Who wants to relax on a Saturday night? Not me. Certainly not our listeners, I hope. Because this is tense. And just to build the tension, we've got an official timeout. We can give you a little bit of an update on... I'm just going to check to see if there's any movement in the penalties. Not really. We're still kind of holding fairly steady and similar to what we were in the first half. And Ellis up against MIA now. Great lateral coverage from Predator and Jemima Lugora at the back of the pack. Big bump on MIA from Kamer.
MIA snaking their way through.
And Thrill House going to the box. I didn't see them do anything, but I probably missed it. And a slick star pass off to Kamer rat attack. Oh!
Apex jump! And London currently has a bit of a depleted wall with Ellis and Valks blocking.
I mean, that's not a depleted wall. That is stacked legends. That is mega bricks. But MIA with some great path finding there. Tries the in, sees it shut down, so takes the out. And reset to the back of the pack by Valks and Ellis. Thrill House now re-entering place. We've got all sets of wheels on the track. Oh, this is starting to feel a little edgy.
So the penalty box will now be completely empty as we start this next jam with Dixie versus Gilbert. I dare say these are two extremely different jammer types. We have Dixie, who does the more jukey jumpy, and then Gilbert, who...
Gilbert stays on the ground and Dixie doesn't, but they've both got this real ability to stay upright.
That is very true.
They're not like these super low jammers like Liv or... like Liv, that's what I'm thinking of. But it is Sarah Gilbert who wins out this time round. However, Dixie does break out and is giving chase with a quarter of track to make up. It's feeling a little frantic, a little fast and furious, because these teams are so evenly matched.
And we again have a lead change.
I hope. Listen. If you're the kind of person who plays along at home with a beverage of your choice,
it better be water.
It better be water, guys, because otherwise you are gonna have a real bad Sunday morning.
all those sugar hypes. Ooh, Speedy coming out with speed, very appropriately, but unfortunately ran into Camille Rat attack.
And this is where London tend to fall apart a little bit, where they go into zonal blocking that's not linked, because that was, London being very individual there.
KP, Cat Piss Never Clean, actually took Speedy out there, though.
I mean, KP's got as a kind of form, like KP blocks and jams, or has done very recently, so has really great awareness of the other players. Now,
Omia tried a last-second hit, but KP is also out. Speedy tries to get all of the points, gets hit into the middle.
Helsinki Helsinki will start with 1 in the box, though, so a slight disadvantage them for their heading into Jam 8.
I got to say, London are really good at defending their points. Helsinki only picking up 2 here.
I'm pretty sure they've probably been working on that. Like, you can hear them in the pack going, getting to the front and so on. Really, really smart awareness there from London, who, just as a reminder, are playing in black, and Helsinki are playing in green. The score is 113 to Helsinki, 110 to London, and I feel very tense.
Party Pants taking out Ninja and setting up a messy wall together with Texas Heat and Bothwell.
Beautiful shielding offense there from Madge, Brawling's captain, clears Oblivion Newton-John for the lead status. Imari Lugora
comes back from the penalty box and immediately directs the wall to "we gotta catch him," which they do quite efficiently.
I love that Imari Lugora thinks every second she's on track, right? As soon as she's in bounds, she knows what she's going to do.
Magic.
A multiplayer penalty going to Party Pants, and we now have Ninja finally escaping, completing the initial pass.
Ooh, the pivot there. The Pala, number 4 at the end, did a beautiful job of staying in front of the London Jammer.
I've been really impressed by Pala. I feel like I don't recognise them as much. I don't know if it's just that maybe I've not noticed them when I've announced for Helsinki previously, because I recognise a lot of the other players. But they've been really
a standout blocker.
Yeah, but one of those blockers who stands out in not standing out. Do you know what I mean? Like, isn't super fancy, just has great track coverage.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
those are my favorite blockers.
However, someone who's super fancy and has great track coverage is Ellis, who makes really short work of the pack, picks up lead for Brawling. MIA comes up against Camera Rat Attack, who says, MIA, take a seat.
Having played against MIA earlier today, those spinny pushes that she does are so hard.
The control she has is really fantastic. Oh no, but Ellis is going to the box for a 4 rounds penalty. So it's a 2-minute jam now with Helsinki in the power seat.
And I was going to say MIA made it through a scoring pass, but instead picks up a cut track.
So it's all systems switcheroo in the penalty box. Ellis has not sat the full 30.
It's re-entering.
It's a tied game, Shelock, and my nerves do be shredded.
I do believe MIA might have had a point or two in the...
Yeah, in the pocket,
yeah.
I think. Well, I can't remember what position Ellis was in before they went off track, which is why I'm not a very good jam ref yet.
But you're working on it.
Great coverage here from Quirica,
Komia, and Predator.
Yeah, this pairing.
Predator does not play around.
Yeah, Predator.
When she wants you out, she will try to get you out.
Predator.
Unfortunately, she picked up a penalty for it.
Oh, is it a worth it penalty? I think it is. We've all done them.
It was a multiplayer. Unfortunate.
Yeah. So Ellis, with a bit of speed shaved off, and hope she's okay, holding her face a little bit as she goes around track. And what I really have liked this game is that the pack has stayed really tight on these scoring passes. They're not giving up, neither team is giving up loads of space. Because I think they would realise that that's going to be a real detriment to these jammers who can utilise the track space so well. So they're trying to cut that operational space down for them.
And we have 3 points for Helsinki and 2 points for Brawling.
And this seems like the biggest differential we've had since the half time, right?
I would agree.
This is a 7-point spread, and we've been within 5 points or fewer since we came back in the second period.
And we have our new favorite matchup of Dixie versus Gilbert with Malou on track as pivot.
I love Malou blocking.
Oh, me too.
And actually, she's not been out as...
And she took a star pass.
Yeah, I was going to say she's not been out as a jammer loads. Oh, no, but the star pass is illegal. So it's Gilbert going to the box. Or maybe... No, sorry, I thought she passed the star.
So, yeah, it was an illegal star pass, meaning Gilbert is serving their penalty in the box as a jammer, but Malou still has the star. And Dixie decides to call it with Gilbert in the box.
I feel like Gilbert has comparatively been somebody that London have been able to shut down more easily than some of the other jammers. Not to say that she's not absolutely superb, but it feels like they've had a little bit more trouble with MIA and with Ninja in the last quarter, I think. Maybe that's just me talking nonsense, which would not be anything new.
Because I would say that in the first half, Gilbert was definitely one of the most efficient jammers for Helsinki.
But I feel like the matchups have changed.
Yeah, the matchups have changed. That is true.
She was up against Ellis a lot more in the first half, and it felt like they were kind of taking it in turns a little bit. But we are in a team timeout. We have just over a quarter of the game played to go. I'm just going to check the Twitch feed and see if anyone is asking any questions or saying anything interesting that we can respond to.
And in the meantime, I will tell you a little bit about our sponsors. We have packraften.be, so packrafting.be, Packraft micro adventures in Belgium. Packraft is these sort of canoes that you can blow up, and they do these really cool adventures throughout Belgium. I highly recommend it. Another one of our sponsors is... Nope, can't get to any more sponsors, so I will instead tell you some fun facts about Antwerp. Antwerp Roller Derby was founded in February 2010. This tournament last year is what launched Antwerp from 13th to 8th place, where they stayed until the European Regionals, where they, amongst others, played London.
I feel like you should just get that tattooed on yourself at this point, to be honest.
That we jumped from 13th to 8th?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that hit out.
Yeah, that was a great
Was
take
that
out there
Querica?
from Pale.
Oh,
yeah, really
beautiful.
nice lateral tracking there of Catpiss.
Such force, such speed.
And this is a great power kill from Helsinki. You know, we are past turn 2, almost up at turn 3, and no lead established. We have Sarah Gilbert back on track with the star for Helsinki.
It is very clear that... Oh my god, Gilbert gets lead. It's very clear that Helsinki took a well-planned timeout.
Yeah. There's great work there from Helsinki, who are lead, although Catpiss does chase down and actually outscore Sarah Gilbert.
2-1.
So I looked in the chat, and as kind of entirely fair given the circumstances, most of the chat is people just going, OMG, this score, this game. Being about as coherent, about as coherent as I am, to be honest. And yet we do have what is the biggest spread in quite a while, 16 points, with London Brawling out at the top of that scoreline at the moment, but looking
Oblivion
to change
Newton-John being bridged back by the Helsinki wall, whilst Speedy is pushing through at the front, picking up lead.
Yeah, that was a really nice coverage there from Helsinki, and Speedy can be a real game changer when they bring her in as this more kind of relief jammer role. She's so agile and very, very, in my experience, watch as I now jinx it, she's, in my experience, is really, really low penalty-wise.
I dare say I agree.
Like, just instinctively, I don't remember ever seeing her in the box a lot. Just a really careful jammer. So we have Ninja and Ellis now back out with the stars. We have
an empty penalty box.
Yeah, watch that. Watch us as we jinx that. 5-on-5 in the
that was
section
beautiful.
Oh, that's so good there from Ellis, who finds the outside line, but equally good from Ninja.
There was some beautiful blocker to jammer communication to get Ellis out there, where I believe it was Ramit sort of touched Ellis to let them know, hey, I'm here, and then went for that offense. But I think, completely silent.
Ramit's offense is really, really, it's just excellent. I've nothing more intelligent to say about that than it's just really good offense.
14-point game, 1 point each from that previous jam. And we'll get Dixie versus Gilbert again. Your favorite matchup?
I don't know what the rankings are currently between these two teams, but I think there's going to be some movement and some shifting in the live rankings potentially. Big hit there on Party Pants, but it's all legal, it's all good. Dixie finds the inside line, his lead for London Brawling.
So in the November rankings, London were ranked 3rd and Helsinki were ranked 6th.
Yeah, that's a close match. Big takeout there on Sarah Gilbert.
It's been a while since I saw someone spin in the air whilst they were going down.
Madge goes to the penalty box for that block, and we now have Texas Heat going there as well. This is where London start to get in trouble, where they start to roll these penalties up.
I believe that is Texas Heat's 5th penalty.
Oh, the light work. No.
And we have a track cut on Dixie, meaning Sarah Gilbert is now the only jammer on track, going up against 2 London blockers. Picking up another 4 points for Helsinki.
I mean, those 2 London blockers are Party Pants and Bothroyd, so that's pretty darn formidable.
And Madge has now exited the penalty box to join in.
Yeah, and London running the top of this pack. Great pacing here from Helsinki, who try to goat Texas Heat. Don't find a space in the wall for her, so now reset with a out to in sweep.
Madge hitting Gilbert out to the inside there and bridging back.
Yeah, lovely wall work here from Texas Heat, and Madge being joined ably in the brace position by Party Pants. I think this is the thing with both these jammers, right? If you manage to get them in this squeezy little wall, they become more manageable. And that is not to say that they are easy.
In any way manageable, honestly.
Yeah, but Dixie is someone who really thrives on speed, and Gilbert is someone who really thrives on like this kind of wedging strength. You know, when
having played her today, she really gets that shoulder in between you and then just pushes very effectively.
7-7 on the jam for both teams.
As we get Speedy versus Ellis.
We have 10.5-ish minutes left. And of course, both these teams will play one game tomorrow. Helsinki will play Paris. Ellis, just no opposition there. Slices straight through the middle, picks up lead jammer for London Brawling. So yeah, London will play Antwerp tomorrow, first thing, yes?
Correct.
They play you.
10 a.m.
And Helsinki will play Paris in the game following that.
And then the tournament will finish up with Antwerp versus Paris. So we play 2 games tomorrow.
Oof.
Oh, there was some beautiful offense by a Helsinki blocker there, but unfortunately it was not quite in time. Ellis very efficiently called it off before Malou, who had taken a star pass, managed to get any points.
Malou.
You just really enjoy saying that name, don't you?
I do. It's a really fun name to say. And Brawling loving that back line, but Helsinki shutting them out of it at this jam start. Jemima Lugora going, I'm just going to have a stretch.
I believe there's an issue in the middle with the with an official's skates.
Potentially. Yes, we've got a nice little camera shot of Johnny just fixing his wheel there. It's almost like officials have skate problems too.
Oh, you mean like at Champs where an IPR had to step off because their skate malfunctioned, and Wonder Zebra from Austria had to step in as IPR for 3 jams before the other referee was back.
Sure, let's go with that. Oblivion Newton-John up against MIA. Oh, Liv on that outside line. There she blows.
Again, I say that is Sonic Boom speed. I think
She's super.
she might need to register as a jet plane.
I'll make a note of it.
Yeah.
It's very important for our insurance that our weapons are correctly logged. And we are nickel and diming here. No points for Helsinki and a single one for Oblivion Newton-John. They are 19 points ahead, are London Brawling. And you can see London kind of changing not changing, but adapting their jam rotation slightly. They've been really running Dixie, Ellis and Liv much more in these last jams. Cap is coming in occasionally to really change up that pace. It's Ninja and Dixie. This wall from Helsinki is just spectacular, but they do lose Malou to the penalty box. Nonetheless, Ninja finds lead at the front of the pack.
Very good, and Dixie is going out. I would like to mention that Helsinki's Margot van der Ginst has 6 penalties, and Party Pants, who's just returning from the box, has 5, and Texas Heat also has 5.
It's nice that they want to, keep each other company in the competitive stakes of, if any penalty you can do, I can do better. Listen, we've got to give the NSOs in the penalty box something to do. They've come to Antwerp.
They did complain in one of the previous games that they needed to do more.
Yeah, and we provide.
Exactly. Your wishes are a demand.
Yeah, people in roller derby are nothing if not cooperative.
And we have Gilbert going up against Ellis.
Oh, Jemima Lagora with the drawback on Ellis.
And Madge getting Gilbert off of the track, but Gilbert very quickly back in.
A nice bit of threading, shielding offense there from Bothwell for her literal wife, Ellis, who is now lead for Brawling. Malou re-entering the track with the pivot hat, remember. Great work here from Party Pants and Texas here. Oh, yes, Tex takes Sarah Gilbert to the infield by a toe stop, and it's going to be a track cut. I don't know why Gilbert thought she was clear there. Maybe she thought Texas had gone out as well, but the risk does not pay off for Helsinki. London ice Gilbert in the box with the full 30 seconds left to go.
I know you said that London is a second half team. I did not expect them to be a second half of the second half team.
I mean, I've never heard a team say we're a first half team. I don't think any team has ever gone like, we tend to play a really spectacular first half and then drop off in the second just for the fun. No, I think London are really adaptive from what I know of them. Like, they're obviously very experienced, and they have a really good set of heads on the bench crew who will help them make those minor twinks. But Helsinki are also a really good adaptive team, and that's what makes this roller derby so good, is that these teams will consistently push each other to be better every single time they meet. I love it.
Magic.
You keep saying magic today. Is it because Madge is...
I keep on forgetting that Madge.
Is it a surreptitious nod to Madge because she is phenomenal?
I mean, pivot goals, but it's genuinely not on purpose.
Okay. Petition to get new merch with Madge's face on it that says magic. No? Anyone out there?
Can I get 2% of that?
So we have a lesser spotted power start. I think this is the first power start this half.
For Oblivion Newton-John.
Yeah, and that's smart to put Liv out because she's having a really good second half, and she is so fast. London goating Helsinki in the back, leaving Liv with 2 to deal with, but what a pair.
And now Predator made it out and comes back up to help, but then London again come in with a second wave of offense.
Helsinki are so good at these power kills, like they just They really are great at putting their bodies in the way all the time.
It's almost as if they are blocking the way because they are blockers.
Hey now, I'm trying to say something intelligent about the gameplay here, and you are being mean, but also entirely legit. Great takeout there.
Quirica with the hit out on Oblivion Newton-John, and Gilbert going up against the last blocker, London blocker on track, being Ramit and picking up lead.
And this is the second time that Gilbert has come out of the box and got leads. So like really great credit there to Helsinki for some phenomenal power kill. It's really understated power kill.
Yeah, because it's solid. It's a continuous coming up and being in the way. Like the recycling up is what I'm really impressed by.
Yeah, I feel like London maybe didn't quite have their coordinated O set up strongly enough against that wall of green, who are so formidable.
Oh, a beautiful star pass right through the pack to Khmer Ratatak for London.
Khmer's putting in a shift today as pivots, and it's really lovely to see her do that role for London, as they've got a couple of their usual pivots missing. Oh, big takeout there on Sarah Gilbert. There is going to be a forearm penalty issued to Ramit. Oh. Jam comes to an end. 8 points picked up by Helsinki, which in the grand scheme of things is critical. 1 for Brawling, so a 7-point net gain.
And we have a 16-point game.
I like that you did that really slowly so you could just double check the math.
And then I also hope that you would correct me in case I was wrong.
Oh, part of me wanted to just leave you hanging, but really I'm also quite slow at maths, so I was also catching up. Dixie and Speedy, an aptly named little pocket rocket with the star for Helsinki.
I am so impressed by Helsinki's ability to shut the outside line down for Dixie.
Oh my goodness.
Dixie is so strong on the lines, and Helsinki are just not letting them through.
Khmer in particular is just so adaptable in that wall for Helsinki. And Malu's doing a great job as brace this half. Nice double teaming going on here with Party Pants and Texas Heat.
Ramit coming back out of the box as Speedy picks up the first 4 points of the jam for Helsinki.
Big spills here in the straightaway.
I know we've talked a lot about the floor, but the floor really eats your energy, so you get really tired. There has been a star pass to Madge. Now you can say magic.
Let Madge jam. Let Madge jam.
No.
No. Ruining
She will
my
get
fun.
to skate a lap on the terrible floor and then not get any points for it.
Yeah, Speedy doesn't quite complete the full pass for Helsinki, has 4 then 3, so 7 added, and all of a sudden we're back at a 9-point game. And if I had...
It's only 2.5 minutes left, I can't take it.
Well, if I had fingernails that were long enough to bite, they would be chewed down to the cuticle right now.
But we are roller derby players, so we cannot have long, sharp nails.
We're queer roller derby players.
That too.
If you know, you know. And in the meantime, we've got Ellis and MIA. Oh,
beautiful toe-stop work.
No. Oh,
and it was a back block.
Oh, what a time to pick up a penalty at the start of a jam.
It was such beautiful footwork. I missed that there could have been a penalty. Some things are too pretty. They shouldn't be penalizable.
What I've really appreciated about Ellis as a jammer today is that when she's not lead, she's not taking the star off immediately, because I think she knows how quickly a lead can be rescinded sometimes in gameplay of this level. And so she keeps that star on until she's damn sure that she's not eligible. It pays off now. She is lead for Brawling. All she's got to do is keep this 9 points. I can't breathe.
Ellis coming into the pack, but MIA has also made it through, and I think Ellis is attempting to empty the box, but it is 4 points for Helsinki. I don't know if Ellis maybe didn't see that MIA was coming in. But only 2 points for Ellis and London.
Game.
So we have Ninja coming in versus Oblivion Newton-John. People in the hall are screaming and cheering for Helsinki right now. It's always exciting when an underdog.
I wouldn't say
Steps up.
Helsinki's an underdog. I think they're very much equal dogs.
Fair. Okay, lower ranked team. They are the lower ranked team in this.
Slightly smaller dogs. Okay? All good. All dogs are good. Right?
All dogs
so I
are
feel like
very
this is
good.
a really appropriate analogy. Oh my God. Liv is lead for Brawling, but Ninja is out.
Liv calls the jam off before Helsinki can score any more points.
Oh, this is really...
And it's 1 point for Brawling.
This is super risky play right now. We have basically no time left on the period clock. So if Helsinki get this lead, they need... They need 2 scoring passes.
And then it's equal, so 3.
2... Well, yeah, so they need 3 scoring... Oh, come on. It's right. This tension building...
I feel like that was very rude by the London bench.
My nerves, Varys. My nerves. And it looks like...
The jammers had the same reaction as us, where they were like, oh, we're going to go...
I think if we're going to do bad lip syncing here, I think Dixie and Sarah Gilbert are comparing abs. I think they were both breathing and going, how hard are your abs when you clench your chest? And now they're going, this is my dance move for the after party. What's yours? Up and down. And I'm going to go round and round. I'm now going to leave you, Sarah Gilbert, and go talk to my team.
Dixie getting some extra coaching from their bench.
Are we going to go and...
It's an official review used as a timeout, by the way, so there's another 10 seconds to go.
This is, yeah, that's why I was like, are we going? And then I was like, but there's no bench in the middle, so it's not an official review. London Brawling are standing at the bench with their arms around each other because they know that the time is very close. I might not breathe this jam. If I start to turn blue, please make me.
I really appreciated the timeout taken here by London because they pulled down the clock as far as they could before they called for that official review as a timeout, meaning there will not be 2 jams, there will only be 1.
They are smart, and oh my goodness, Dixie is real stuck behind that Helsinki wall, but so is Sarah Gilbert.
Behind Madge and Valks.
Oh my gosh, Sarah Gilbert is lead, but still in the pack.
Lead, but got pulled back in. Valks doing some beautiful butt blocking there together with Chimera at attack.
And remember, in order to win, Helsinki needs 2+ scoring passes. What a defensive showing here from Madge and Chimera.
And Chimera goes to the box for a multiplayer, meaning that London currently have 2 blockers on track. Ramit is just about to rejoin though.
Now it's just Madge. Oh no, Ramit's coming, yeah. Dixie escapes the pack. Sarah knows she cannot call this jam.
Oh God, okay, we have 4 points for Helsinki, but Dixie's now also on a scoring pass.
So Dixie will have points in the pockets.
Most likely, yes. And London sends another blocker to the box, I thought.
And
no, it's a Quirika going to the box for Helsinki.
Helsinki now have a tied score.
Ekholm taking Dixie down and out. We have 22 seconds on the jam.
And Dixie completes a scoring pass, which puts London 4 points ahead. Notice how I'm speaking very slowly and very calmly.
And the Helsinki bench is giving quite separating.
Dixie has at least 2 more points now.
And we have a call off by Gilbert.
And I am doing a rocking back and forth.
You're showing off your party dance moves.
These are not my dance moves. This is called anxiety.
So we got 1 more point for Helsinki there. So Helsinki scored a total of 9 points in that jam. London scored 7.
I feel like I'm about to swallow my own heart.
Meaning, if the maths, London Brawling will have won by 6 points.
And we're just waiting for this final whistle to go. There are hugs happening on track. And there it is.
Ooh,
London
final score.
Brawling hold their damn nerve and pull a win out. My God, what a game. Woo, amazing derby from Helsinki.
I'm just
Incredible.
the way Helsinki like started off a little bit slow and then just really picked it up in like already in the first half. Like 10 minutes in, they were like, hang on, this was not what we were going to do. And then they just started.
And they look super pleased with themselves, as they should be. What a game from Helsinki, but a massive congratulations, of course, to London Brawling, who pull a win out by the smallest of margins. And you can see both those teams in action tomorrow. Antwerp versus London at 10 a.m. local time. Paris versus Helsinki at 12:30 local time.
I am going to open the schedule.
Well, you can see the schedule on Antwerp's social media, of course. But we are going to leave you be to recover from that, as we will. Thank you so much for joining us.
Here's the schedule on the screen now. So yes, 10, 12:30 and 3:30 are the timings tomorrow.
And if you enjoyed that game, and how could you not, don't forget to donate to Antwerp on their social media page. It's been a pleasure calling this game. I've been Loud and Queer.
I have been Sheila Combs. Thank you very much for listening.
See you tomorrow.